We've heard that the Yautja aren't just a group of vicious hunters, they've got a code of honor too, because the prey they choose has to be worthy of them. But before we get into the rank of the feral predator and prey, who isn't really all that by the way, we've got a lot to understand. In this video we'll talk about how the predators are ranked in a hierarchy. First off, let's talk about the feral predator. You might think trying to give a long-running popular franchise new life's a waste of time, and you're probably right. It can be hard to recapture the same luck that made the first adventure so successful, and it can be even harder to build on an existing world without retreading story ground. But with this year's Prey, director Dan Trachtenberg and screenwriter Patrick Eisen found a way to make it work. The cool thing was that this movie made us wonder which of our main characters is playing the predator this time, and which one might be at a disadvantage in a new and probably dangerous territory. Unfortunately, this predator's a pretty low-ranking Yautja. Seriously, he isn't well armed at all. In their culture, he'd be called a young blood because he's not at the stage where he can get the cooler weapons. While on Earth, this hunter studied the animals in the food chain to find a tough animal to hunt. He eventually killed a full-grown grizzly bear with his bare hands. But the feral predator didn't think much of a young Comanche tracker who used what she knew about the land to outsmart him, and that was the end of him. Second, good old Greyback. Let's go back to the 1990s to visit the wisest elder in the hierarchy and a legacy character from the franchise. He was also the leader of the Lost Tribe and was first seen giving the flintlock pistol to the winner, Harrigan. This is the same pistol recently seen in Prey. He was a good elder in charge of 9 Yautja hunters, the City Hunter, and many others to name. Greyback led his tribe to Los Angeles in 1990 and likely led them on many hunts all over the country. Sure, we never got to see him in action, but anyone who loves this series respects him. This is because he was always careful to follow the Yautja Code of Honor. Secretly, we're hoping he'll show up in a possible Prey 2. Greyback's first time on Earth could be shown in Prey 2, where he helps find Naru after she kills the feral predator. We probably won't want to see him kill Naru though, so the sequel, if it happens, will have to come up with a different way for the elder predator to get the flintlock pistol. Naru's skills as a warrior are getting better, so maybe the clan will ask her to join at the end of the story. This would let a possible third book explore other worlds where creatures hunt. If Prey 2 does happen, someone will have to figure out what happens to Naru's gun in the end, so it makes sense for him to show up. Also, the Predalien host. Chopper and Celtic, Scar's brothers, were both killed by xenomorphs, but Scar was the only one who turned into blood. Once Scar is so sure that his first kill was worth it, he marks himself with acidic blood, which shows that he managed to become a blooded Yautja. He then worked with Lex to destroy the alien hive and its queen, but of course, he died from his wounds, and in the AVP sequel, his body was used as a host for the Predalien. Why that's important? Basically, it's the rank that young blood Yautja get when they kill and mark themselves with the blood of their prey, especially xenomorphs. A little birdie told us that after the blooding ritual, young hunters go right from being unblooded to being blooded. It's a sign that it can hunt independently without being watched by a superior. Later, when he became a host for the Gunnison Predalien, who was basically Scar's son with a face hugger who impregnated him, it showed even cooler skills. It scared the people of Gunnison, Colorado by getting into their bodies and making xenomorphs. Colonel Stevenson killed it eventually, and the wolf it was fighting when he dropped a tactical nuclear bomb on Gunnison. The bomb also killed xenomorphs and people in the town still alive. Next, the ancient predator. Like every other community in the human world, the older you are in the Yautja, the more respect you'll get. The ancient predator, aka elder predators, respected elder in Yautja, and they're pretty old, like 1,000 years old. Elders are full-blooded, and most of the time, they're also clan leaders. This ancient elder is the leader of the isolated clan. You'll remember that an elder is known for being a skilled hunter, who has been doing it for a long time, and who often helps teach young Yautja hunters. Even though this elder's powerful because of its rank, the team it led failed horribly at stopping the xenomorphs, which hurts his reputation in the movies. Okay, now about the low rankers. Remember the Chopper? No, there's a reason for that though. In Alien vs Predator, the only reason he was there was so that the xenomorph could kill him. He manages to kick one person, but then he's stabbed and killed almost instantly. Since he only had a minute of screen time and didn't do anything impressive, it just felt like a waste. Even the biohelmets from the many Predators on the ship were used again in Predator 2, making it one of the weaker designs. Then there was the Fugitive. Okay, so maybe Fugitive was probably the best thing that came out of that movie. This Yautja wasn't weak, but it wasn't strong either. Also known as the Rogue Predator, it first shows up in his spaceship, which is being attacked by another Predator ship. Just before the Fugitive Predator opens a wormhole and flies through, the enemy ship does a lot of damage to it. The wormhole opens up in Earth's orbit, and the Fugitive Predator ship starts to fall toward Earth. The ship crashed into a forest, but just before it did, a pod flew out of the ship. No one knew where it came from, but it had human DNA and wanted to help people before Project Stargazer, led by Will Traeger, caught it. And one of the best parts of the movie, the captured Yautja could get out of its chains and use automatic weapons to kill all the soldiers and guards in the lab. But the whole point was to show how strong the upgrade Predator is, since it can easily smash the Fugitive's head in. We've also got the Tracker. Tracker. Tracker was a member of the Super Predator clan, a stronger subspecies of Yautja that Nolan said was the difference between dogs and wolves. The title alone should be enough to tell us that he's pretty strong. He's best known for having his pack of hellhounds ambush their prey, which is what happens when the mercenaries are first attacked, driving them away. He used his plasma caster to kill Nolan and then impale Nikolai, but he didn't notice that the Russian soldier pulled the pins out of his claymores, which caused them to explode. Like his clan brothers, he's got a single long wrist blade that works much like the wrist blades of most predators, which have two blades. The blade is one of the biggest seen in any Predator movie. The only blades giving it a run for its money are the long ones that the regular Predators wear in the first AVP. The Tracker Predator used the blade to lift Nikolai off his feet. It's made of very strong material. Let's not forget the all-time favorite. There wouldn't be a franchise without the wildest predator of them all. The Jungle Hunter's great because you don't see him very often. You don't even see him until over an hour into the movie. The 1987's Predator, Kevin Peter Hall, does a great job as this one whenever he's on screen. This intergalactic hunter became an icon because of the small details, the fact that he took off his biohelmet out of honor, and his brutality. The fact that the movie he's in is also a classic helps. And if you want a little history lesson, before 1987, the Jungle Hunter started hunting people he thought were good food in the jungles of Guatemala, usually only in the hottest summer months. He became something of a local legend, and people called him El Diablo que heche trofeos de los hombres, which means the devil who makes trophies of men, because of how he killed his victims. Finally, the City Hunter. Remember what we said about their honor. While this one might not rank that high, it's still got a pretty strong moral code, which automatically gives it a higher rank. Well, City Hunter's a predator who's hooked on hunting and likes to kill things in Los Angeles. He even plays with Mike Harrigan to make him easier to catch. The City Hunter kills a lot of people, and a lot of them stand out. Still, he's got the decency to let a pregnant woman go, which shows that the Yautja are not simple. In Predator 2, the Predator even has his own quips. That's a wrap for this video. Which Predator do you think is the coolest? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.